Direct from our newsroom in New York, this is the CBS Evening News with Walter Cronkite.
September 2nd,
On September 2nd, 1963, the famous CBS Evening News was first broadcasted in the United States. It marked the beginning of modern evening news. Audiences may never have noticed that there was an Easter egg about China in this news broadcast.
I'd like to tell you a story about my father and how much Shaowu meant to him. And this man with the bald head is my father. You can see, but there's a world map. So my father, early on in the show, went to the map of China and put in Shaowu on the map. So every night when Americans tuned in the background was Shaowu. He considered Shaowu his hometown.
Why would an editor of a famous American news broadcast come to be connected with Shaowu, a small town in China? This story dated back to over 100 years ago, with Anne's grandfather, Edward Lydston Bliss. But the people of Shaowu are probably more familiar with his Chinese name, Fu Yihua. The word Fu comes from his last name Bliss, while Yihua means benefiting China. In 1892, after graduating with a doctor's degree from Yale School of Medicine, Fu Yihua departed from San Francisco and arrived in Shaowu. Over the next 40 years, he practiced medicine, saved lives, and established education in China. During that time, Fu Yihua met Anne's grandmother, neighbors in Kuliang, Fuzhou. They fell in love, got married, and had a son, Edward Bliss Jr.
The woman holding the baby is my grandmother, May Bliss. The baby is my father, Edward Bliss. My sister and I wondered how my father had such a great memory that he could remember every detail of his life here in Shaowu.
In the late Qing Dynasty and during the early Republic of China, the infant mortality rate in Shaowu was higher than 50%. Fu Yihua relied on delivery babies with a difficult labor to make local people trust him.
他不但会接生，他的外科手术也很好。他呢会看皮肤病，这些都是当时底层人民经常患的一些疾病。这下一下来，就很快拉近了跟这些病患者的距离，征服了周围的这些老百姓。
In 1912, Edward Bliss Jr. was born in China. After nearly 20 years of medical practice, Fu found local infants were often weak due to lack of nutrition. He introduced a good quality dairy cows from northern China as well as the United States to provide nutrition supplements for the people in Shaowu. Innovatively, he built a cowshed for the dairy cows, attracting people from all over the county to stop and marvel.
这个地方呢，是原来胡一法医生在这里养奶牛的地方。当时这个出生率的死亡率很高，他从这个国外引进了奶牛，放在这里饲养。我爷爷是胡一法医生，治病治好了。是胡一法医生的学生。今天我要叫你一声大姐，美国大姐。
He has to call you big sister.
Little brother.
欢迎你来到你爷爷生过40年的地方。
姐夫，这里还姐夫。
That's so amazing that people remember him here. It's just not only remember him, but they have the family connection with him. It makes me feel very close to my family.
Due to the backwardness of local technical conditions, many dairy cows died because of rinderpest. Fu Yihua visited doctors from various countries in Shanghai and Beijing repeatedly, learning the technology of making serum and preventing rinderpest. In the book Beyond the Stone Arches, Fu Yihua's son Edward Bliss Jr. described that when introducing Fu Yihua, U.S. newspapers even called him a rinderpest fighter. During his 40 years in China, Fu Yihua encountered multiple plague outbreaks and once-in-a-century floods and was nearly killed by malaria twice. However, he chose to stay, opened clinics and built hospitals in Shaowu, and became the originator of modern medicine in northern Fujian.
你爷爷第一次到邵武，
The first time your grandpa
第一次到邵武呢，他要进邵武的时候，就出现了这个
Oh,
建
the
筑。
stone art.
中国邵这边叫石碑，就是石碑坊。
Well, I admire him very much. I think and not only did he want to help the people here, but he didn't just do his medical work. He also was involved with education. He was involved with spreading healthcare around the countryside, and he was involved in helping, for instance, with the cattle disease, doing the experiments to do that. In America, we have the phrase all-round man.
Besides developing medical care, Dr. Fu Yihua and his wife also promoted education in Shaowu. In order to solve the problem of Shaowu children have nowhere to go after graduating from primary school, Dr. Fu Yihua proposed building a middle school. He raised the funds and supervised the construction himself. The Hanmei building was completed in 1904, and the earliest and the largest middle school project in northern Fujian, the Hanmei College, was established. Fu Yihua's son Edward Jr. also spent 3 years of primary school there. The persimmon tree planted here by Dr. Fu Yihua is now 127 years old. The Hanmei College has now become Dongguan Primary School, witnessing the growth of generations of Shaowu people.
在他的书里面，他写的，他们到圣诞节的时候，他爸爸的阿姨们在美国给他们寄到这里来的一种糖。So you go that way. 这个是那个糖，跟这个糖的一样的味道。奶奶给你们要起立啊。
In 1932, Fu Yihua and his family left China and never returned to Shaowu. Shaowu lived on Fu Yihua's memory and was later described in Edward's book.
I think when you ask me what the change in Shaowu is, obviously there are many, many physical changes, but the relationship with the Chinese people is the same.
胡一华先生在邵武奉献40年，一生践行医学奉献精神。有请安夫妻向邵武市赠送胡一华先生的珍贵老照片。这些照片是历史的见证，更是情感的寄托。
Oh my goodness! It's him.
就是他，就是他。
就是你的爷爷啊。
It's your grandpa.
Always respected and been proud of my family, and I think I'm even more proud, like the discussion upstairs about the different areas that my grandparents worked in and helped. It's very meaningful to me.
On January 22nd, 1960, Fu Yihua passed away peacefully in his sleep. At that time, he and his wife May were living in their home in Boston, Edward writing Beyond the Stone Arch.
When he was dying, he said, but inevitably he spoke again of China. Quote, "I love the Chinese," he said. These were the last word his son remembers him saying the last time they talked. I think for me personally, it helped me understand from a very early age that all people are alike. You know, all people are the same, because I was just constantly involved in this international story, a story between two people and two nations.
Dr. Fu Yihua spent most of his life in Shaowu, where his son Edward Bliss Jr. grew up until he was 9 years old, and his granddaughter Anne came to Shaowu when she was over 80 years old. This is the story of 3 generations of Fu Yihua's family in China.
I don't think I'll be coming back, but the book is still here. The book is still circulating. I think the story will go on. Yeah, I'm really hoping to get my grandsons. I have 2 grandsons interested in the family history here.